Okay, I want to talk a little about Kevin. My first experiences with Kevin Davis were way back in 1993 when I came back here at Wagon Wheel as a designer, and my first guest directing show was Bye Bye Birdie. Now, Kevin had been working with Tom, I know, on and off for a while by then, but we'd never really met, and Tom had cast the show for us. And Kevin came in. He was a good kid. I enjoyed him. But what I remember the most is how gullible he was. I have a little hand gesture that I call the Angie Hine. That's my mom, Angie. And when we wouldn't eat at the table, she would come back with her hand and smack us on the back of the head. And so I use that once in a while. It's kind of close to abuse, I suppose, but Kevin was the perfect candidate. So we would be working on stage, and we had a wonderful cast for that show, and everybody got along great and had a good time. And I'd call Kevin over and say, "Kevin, come here a second." He'd come over and I'd go, smack him. He'd laugh, leave. Now that may seem fairly normal because he didn't know what was coming, but basically anytime I called him, anytime I stopped the rehearsal, anytime I said, "Kevin, come here a second," I gave him a smack on the back of the head. Now that may seem really mean, but you have to understand that every time I gave him a smack on the head, because he was only 12 or 13 years old, the women in the company just wrapped their arms around him and gave him the biggest hugs and loved that. So actually, I've done him a huge favor by practically abusing him in that show.